Alright guys, welcome to this week's Friday Waffle. It's coming to you earlier than usual because like a lot of people, I am on holiday today. I don't think today is a bank holiday in Scotland, but because I work for, well, it's actually a French company I work for, but we seem to take the English holidays, so I'm on holiday today. I'm getting out early because I'm going to be getting to bed quite early tonight because I'm off to Arran, the Isle of Arran, up on the west coast. It's actually in Ayrshire. I'm saying up, it's actually west really. Going across the Isle of Arran, which is an absolutely gorgeous looking little island. They actually call it Scotland in miniature. It's 55 miles all the way around, and it's got everything. It's got beaches, it's got hills, it's got forests. It really is, it's like Scotland in miniature. If you're ever up this neck of the woods and you've never been to Arran, I really suggest you go across. It's a beautiful little island. I was across for the first time about 2-3 years ago. My wife kept going on about how wonderful this is, and I've got to see it is. And I'm going to move across so you can see. There we go. You can probably tell this is the wonderful Vector Pilot, which is a clone of Time Pilot on the Vectrex. Absolutely fantastic game. It's got the kind of colourful overlay so you can see the different colours. Behind me on the Spectrum we've got School Days, and up here we've got Virtua Racing on the main card. So yeah, that's it. That's my plans. I'm up early tomorrow morning. Up at 5, picking my mates up at 5. It's an hour and a half's drive to Ardrossan, and then it's getting the ferry at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I think it's 40 minutes on the ferry across to Arran. And the plan being, the plans can change. The plan being is we plan to run round Arran. Now we did do it 2 years ago, I think it was. In fact, you know what? It's 2 years to the day that we'll be doing it. I was a lot fitter back then. My running this year has been rubbish once again for different reasons. So anyway, that's the plan, but we're going to take the bikes with us as well, so if it goes tits up we can always cycle. So yeah, that's it. The weather's apparently to be pretty crap, so sorry about that guys. It's always the same, you start recording and the bloody phone goes. Aye, so anyway, yeah, what was I talking about? So I'm off to Arran tomorrow morning. I trust you've all had a decent week. My week work wise has been busy as usual. Gaming, what have I been playing? Gaming, what have I been playing? I have been playing this. Whoa! I've been playing The Last of Us remake, or remastered. I actually played it and completed it on the PS3. I've got to say, I mean, it was a year ago that I first played this game and completed it. I've got to say, I can't remember this looking particularly any better than the PS3 one, but I think that's probably because the PS3 one was absolutely astonishing to look at anyway. Possibly if I compared it side by side I would see a difference, but it's a brilliant game, absolutely brilliant game. My daughter's actually, I mean she's 12 years old now, so she's actually been kind of sitting with me. I've been playing it and she's just kind of sitting with me and going through it together. So yeah, I've been playing that the last 3 nights. It's quite sad that I'm playing a game that I've already played and completed. You know, I've got all these other hundreds of games that I could play, but I'm quite fussy, I think, when it comes to what games, you know, I want to take up all my time. So yeah, Last of Us, been playing that. Not been playing any kind of old systems at all. Don't think so. Not just been The Last of Us. That's where all my gaming time's gone. Right, in the news, that might be a new section for the Friday Waffle. In the news, and I'm going to try and pronounce this, Dara O'Brien. Now he is, if you're not from the UK, he is an Irish comedian, TV presenter type person. He actually seems quite a decent guy. Now it's been announced that he is going to present a new video gaming programme. I'm going to read out exactly what I copy and pasted from the internet. Each week they will guide their celebrity guest teammate through 5 rounds of increasingly competitive, hilarious gaming contests. Whether it be an arcade classic like Pac-Man, the latest blockbuster Grand Theft Auto, latest blockbuster, it's been out 2 years, or Fallout title, the most cutting edge computer technology, or even larger than life game inspired physical challenges. Um, so yeah, it seems to be going the way of all these things nowadays, whether it's baking programs, whether it's physical exertion programs. They seem to, rather than bring in members of the public, they seem to involve these, a word again that I hate even more than retro, and it's celebrity. Yeah, so I don't know how good it's going to be. Probably it's going to be rubbish. Apparently it's only going to be, I think, 6 parts. So when I first saw, I mean, it's called Go 8-Bit. When I first heard about it, I was quite excited, thinking at last we're going to get the programme that this hobby of our so-called deserves. But what's your thoughts? I mean, if you're from the UK, you had Games Master, you had, what was the other one? Bad Influence, and if you were really, really sad, you had Games World, which was absolute pish. It was a daily programme where people played challenges and that. It was terrible. I think, I mean, what do you call it? Bad Influence. It wasn't bad. It was kind of, it was all about obviously video games, but it was all very nicey. You had Violet Berlin, who was, she still is a lady, and then you had a guy called Andy Crane. They basically presented it, and it was very, very safe. It was, if you're a really old bloke from the UK, Bad Influence was multicoloured swap shop, whereas Games Master, hosted by the very effervescent Dominic Diamond, Games Master was quite risky, you know. There was a lot of sexual innuendo, although as a teenager, a lot of probably kids didn't even realise really what was kind of being said, but it was, Bad Influence was multicoloured swap shop, and Games Master was Tizwas, which you know, that's what all the bad boys watch. But Games Master was a fantastic programme, and I still can't, like a lot of people, believe that here we are now, you know. Games Master last aired, I think it was 1997, so it's been off the air for what, 9 years now. The gaming industry is apparently bigger than Hollywood. It generates more income than Hollywood, so why don't we have a programme? But interestingly, and I'm not name dropping, but when I interviewed Dominic Diamond last year, I asked him about, is there a place for a TV programme based video game programme, and he didn't seem to think there was, for the simple reason, what you're doing right now, you're sitting watching somebody on YouTube. Through this medium, you can watch any game getting played live, you can watch challenges, you can listen to people talking about video games, you can get the latest reviews, you can watch previews. You know, the internet is bang 100% up to date, and probably a TV programme, it would lose something, because back in 1997 or earlier, when Games Master first came out, that was, you had magazines and you had Games Master, and that's where you got to see previews of the latest games. Now you can just go online and watch it instantly. But saying all that, I still do think that there is a place for a video game show. I would love to see, you know, a proper TV programme with a decent budget, with all the different computers set up. I mean, there's no shortage of talent for guys to present. I'm doing nothing next week if you're interested, but yeah, there's plenty of people on YouTube that would be more than capable of presenting it, rather than having to rely on somebody famous. Will it happen? Probably not, and that's a shame. I know across in the States, there was a programme called Starcade. Now, Dean, if you're watching this, he'll probably remember Starcade. It was a quiz programme, and they did challenges. They played 3 or 4 arcade games. It was like, they would answer a question. It was like a quick fire round. Whoever got the first question right would get to pick what game to play. So whether it was Pac-Man or Berserk or whatever it was, they would play 3 games, and whoever won then had a challenge. Whoever won out of the sort of 3 rounds, they then went on to take part in a video game challenge. And if they won it, they won an arcade game, an actual fully fledged arcade game. Go onto YouTube, you'll find it's called Starcade. Yeah, Starcade. It's all one word. Starcade. It's very, very 80s. It's very American. You know, the host and the contestants run everywhere. They high five. It's pure. It's 80s American TV at its utmost best. But yeah, one little thing that I always found quite ridiculous about the programme, what they would do is they would play a game and then they would add up whoever got the highest score, and then they'd play another game, then they would add that score on to the previous score, and whoever had the overall best score won the competition. Now that's a bit silly because you could get a game like Space Invaders or Galaxian, you would only score, you know, maybe 1,000 points if you're lucky, because you only played it for like 30 seconds, so you're lucky if you maybe scored, I don't know, a couple of hundred points. So you could win the round at Space Invaders, you could play Berserk where again in 30 seconds you would be lucky to score 1,000 points. Then you play something like Robotron. Now in 30 seconds you could probably amass, I would say, 50,000 points easy. So in effect you could get somebody winning at Robotron but losing at the other two games, but they would actually go in to win because they had the best score. What they should have done is whoever won a particular game got 1 point, and whoever had like 2 points or 3 points would go through. But have a search on YouTube, Starcade. It's absolutely fantastic. It's, like I said, it's American TV of the 80s at its best, you know. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to see another TV programme. I just don't think. I'd love to see one, but I just think with internet now, it's the online stuff. I don't think there's I think they would probably find that there's not really a place for it because you can get everything you want online. So right, next in the news, unless you've been under a rock for these last couple of weeks, you've probably seen Sony announced the VR headset. Now I can't remember if I mentioned that last week. It's now been announced. It's £350. You need the camera, which is an extra 60 quid, and you also need the little move controllers so you can kind of, you know, you can point and things like that. Now I've pre-ordered it. I've not paid for it yet, but I've seen enough with my VR gear that I know that I'm going to really enjoy it. So and they've also told, apparently there's like, is it 150 games have been announced, you know, getting made for it, which is fantastic. And the big thing for me is I've also said that you can play any content in the PS4 and you can watch it on a big kind of cinema sized screen. So all your games, all your existing games, your YouTubes, your Netflix probably, anything that you can watch or use your PS4 for, you can have on the big screen. So I think it's going to be pretty good. But what was I talking about? You know, I've completely lost my, new PS4 model. Now on the back of that, Sony have announced, and apparently it's been confirmed, they confirmed it today I think it was, there is going to be a PS4.5. I don't know too much about it other than it's going to be more powerful. Now I'm guessing this has been announced to kind of help make the VR thing run better, because the VR requires 2 images of the same game. So whatever game you're playing on the VR, it needs to be producing the graphics twice. You go left side and right side. So obviously it's going to, you know, you're not going to get games like Last of Us, you're not going to get on VR. It simply couldn't produce these quality of graphics twice. So you're not going to get something like that. But I'm saying you're not. Who knows? I don't really know. But they've announced this new model. Apparently it's been confirmed. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, some people are saying, well, you know, stuff Sony. If they think I'm going to have to go out and buy a new hardware, a piece of hardware to run this VR thing, then, you know, they're not on. I'm quite sure the VR thing will work fine with the PS4. You know, Sony aren't daft enough to bring out a piece of hardware which the hardware that you require to run it isn't up to the job. I'm not quite sure what the idea of bringing out this more powerful machine is. Perhaps it might allow other games, but it's an interesting thing. Would I buy a PS4.5? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, any company they're perfectly allowed to bring out new hardware. Companies do it all the time. Apple do it all the time. Mobile phones, they're the biggest culprit. You buy a brand new phone and then a year later they bring out a new one and what you've got is kind of defunct. So yeah, there's no harm in Sony doing that, but would I buy the new one? Unless it had a lot to offer me over the PS4, then probably not. I mean, the PS4, I mean, I don't know how old it is, it's maybe a couple of years old now. To me, it's still cutting edge. Would I lash out another 400 quid for a PS4.5? If it, I don't know, if it came with some feature whereby it would allow you to, I don't know, through an app or something, you could play any game at all existing PS4 games as 3D, then, you know what, it might be worth thinking about. But I certainly wouldn't go and flame Sony for doing that. You know, you've got to thank them for their creativity and actually coming out with this VR thing. I mean, there's not been any mention that I'm aware of from Sony at all. I mean, like it or lump it, you know, VR is here to stay. The quality of what you're now getting, VR is definitely going to be here. I don't think it's ever going to take. I mean, Chris Novabug actually, he commented. What was he talking about? He was commenting in VR saying that it doesn't impress him at all. He's not interested. And I completely get his point. However, having tried it myself, I love it to bits. Will it take over? Will it become the main way I play video games? I don't think it will. It's still, the fact that you've got this thing over your face, it's still slightly uncomfortable for any prolonged use. You know, it'll never ever take over me sitting in the settee. Don't get me wrong, if they come out with some system in 10 years time where you can get VR without a headset, then, you know, I'll count me in. But I don't think that's going to happen for a long time. But now VR to me, it's like, I would sort of say, you know, I watch the majority of films either on the iPad, my phone, or on the TV to my right hand side here, or downstairs. And if I want to treat myself, I go to the cinema and watch it for the big experience. And I kind of look at the VR thing as that. It's never going to take over my mainstay sort of film watching thing. It's always going to be something for a wee treat or for a change. So I don't see VR ever becoming the main way to play games. It would be sad if it was, because, you know, you're going to lose interaction. That's the point Chris was trying to make. He says it's bad enough with online gaming. You know, people don't have to sit beside their mate and play a game, whereas you really can't beat sitting side by side with your mate, you know, shoving them, pushing them, slagging them off when you score a goal at FIFA, whatever. But it'll be interesting to see what this PS4.5 is all about. If it meant that they're going to lose people they're going to stop people buying the PS4, then I don't think they would be too happy with that. So anyway, watch this space and see what happens. Right, just a quick final thing I want to talk about before I go into the questions. Are you a hoarder? I was looking at this Retro for Sale Facebook page, and there was a guy selling his Mega Drive collection, and it's made me realise that I am, when it comes to video game stuff, I am very much a hoarder. You know, I've got tons and tons. I mean, up there I've got a Master System, which I've got probably 30 games for it, and I'm ashamed to say it, I've never played it. I bought a Master System about 2 years ago, never played it. I tried it when I bought it, and then it's been put into a cupboard, never ever played it. I can emulate all these systems on the Mamecab, Xbox, my GPD, XD, all these kind of handheld consoles. So, you know, that's why I don't use it. And, you know, common sense would tell me sell them. So what would I get? I don't know, 30 games plus a Master System. I might get £100 maybe, £100 all in. What would I do with that £100? It would probably get spent on messages, spent on petrol, whatever. If you think the camera's moved, it's because the camera has been moved. I had yet another phone call, and then the phone ran out of space, so I had to go downstairs and transfer stuff across. which tells me I have probably been talking pish far too long in this video, so I'm going to try and knock it in the head pretty quick. What was I talking about? Yeah, hoarding. The problem for me is I don't have anything that's worth a substantial amount of money. Well, I've got a couple of things. I said I've got my main cab, a few other bits and pieces, but if I sold like that, you know, Master System collection, you know, I might get £100 for it. It's just going to, the money's going to get frittered away on other stuff, and I guarantee I would see somebody selling a Master System and I would want to buy it. So that is the reason that I tend to hang on to stuff. I mean, I've got tons of stuff up in the loft. I've got a shitload of Mega Drive games. I've got loads of stuff. I've probably actually got, I would probably say I've got almost as much stuff in the loft as I do down in this little games room. One thing I like about the camera, it tends to make the room look huge. I mean, what was fascinating was when I was making the video, was it the one to Swifto the other day there, the camera or the phone is literally 4 feet away, but it's got this phenomenal widescreen screen, sort of panoramic lens, so it's able to kind of take in everything. But anyway, I'm getting completely off topic. So yeah, I tend not to sell stuff because I realise I'm not going to get much money for it, and I do know that if I was to sell it, I would immediately want to go and buy it again, probably for more money. I mean, I will not be the first and I won't be the last person, collector or gamer, to sell stuff and then immediately regret doing it. You know, so just ask Mr. Monkey Spaz. He'll tell you all about it. So anyway, listen, that's the last topics that I want to talk about. I've got 2 questions. One from Mr. Down the Rabbit Hole, Kev. Thank you, Kev. I know you're a big fan of VR, but this week it was rumoured that Sony might be making a PS4.5 machine. Oh man. To make their VR headset work better, and if that's the case, I think I'll pass. If Sony intends for us to upgrade our consoles for that experience, then I have lost interest. How about yourself? Is the VR experience so great? Is it worth upgrading your Samsung phone or your PS4 or your desktop computer every year? Sorry Kev, you know what mate? I didn't even read your question. But I've answered it. I didn't even, there you go, good minds think alike. I mean, when I see your question, I just copy and paste it onto this file and then I print it straight off, because I prefer to look at these questions and think straight off the bat than kind of try and think about what I want to say. I mean, you know me, I'm completely unrehearsed, which obviously shows all the time. So I've answered it, Kev. I've definitely embraced the VR thing. I love it. I really do think it's the future. People that haven't tried it, I suggest you go and try it. One of my mates, he got a S7, Samsung S7 and VR, and he got it today, or this morning I think he got it, and his comment was, the future has arrived. You know, it really has that kind of impact on people. Now, the Samsung VR, I'm guessing, won't be anywhere near as good as what the Sony thing's going to be. Now, the Samsung VR is the dog's bollocks as far as I'm concerned. So if the Sony is going to be even better, I mean, it's obviously got more interaction. I believe it's going to have the sort of proximity sensor where you can actually lean in towards something and it gets closer. You don't have that sort of thing on the Samsung VR, but the Oculus Rift does have it, and I think the Sony one's going to have it as well. Plus, I says you use the Move controllers, so it means that you could be, you know, you could be doing a boxing match, whatever, because you've actually got the individual controllers which move. So just when I'm talking there, I'm moving about. I noticed every video of me, it always seems to get the worst ever thumbnail. I'm usually like that, or like I always look an absolute knobend, and that's why I put the Friday Waffle thing, because it just makes me look stupid. Now I know the people that I'm about to address here won't be seeing this. The thumb downers. I don't know what I have done to upset so many people, but I would maybe average 1 thumb down every couple of videos. I would say since I have I would say probably in the last month, every single video of mine's is averaging 4 or 5 thumbs down. The VR I did to, what one was it? Yeah, the VR I did to Novabug about your favourite videos, I got 7 thumbs down. Seriously, you know, I'm sometimes within an hour of putting a video up, I've got 5 or 6 thumbs down. So, but I know these guys won't be watching this because these people don't watch videos. I mean, they must be subscribers. They absolutely must be subscribers. I'm sure they must. As soon as they see a video of me coming up, they instantly get in and thumb it down. So, cheers, guys, because you do know that you're actually helping to keep the channel active. But apart from that, you can go fuck yourselves because you're obviously a complete waste of space. I don't know why people even do that. But anyway, right, so yeah, Kev, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Would I pay extra money for the PS 4.5? The jury's out on that one. I really need to wait and see what extra it's going to give me. If they say it's 3 times as good as a PS4, then I may think about it. But it's going to be a lot of money. That's going to end up pushing it up to about the sort of £800 mark for everything. So I don't know, but absolutely, I love VR to bits, and you know, I want to stick with it. But well, will the PS4 get sales? I don't know. I think it may encourage people who don't have a PS4 to go out and buy it and then get the VR thing as well. But it would be a bit of a kicker to those that do have a PS4 if you do need, you know, the 4.5 to really get the full experience. So yeah, thanks for that, Steve. And second question is from Sega Neophyte. Thanks for the question, mate. My daughter is 4 and beginning to show an interest in video games. What age did your kids start playing, and do you think 4 is far too young to start gaming? Ava is now 12 and she's been playing video games pretty much from an early age. Not so much arcade games or that, but she's certainly been playing, you know, we bought her some learning games to play when she was younger, sort of 2 or 3 years old, so she's always embraced it. But you know what, there's a lot of people out there who think that, you know, video games are the evil, they're the sense of all evil, they're destructive, they teach people nothing. You know, I think that's complete bollocks. Video games are wonderful things. It's like anything you do, too much is a bad thing. It's all about moderation. I would say absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of games. I mean, obviously, arcade games I would say are probably slightly too advanced for a 4-year-old. But the thing is, things have changed so much now. Everything's computerized. The sooner kids start using computers, they start using iPads, the better, because computers are here to stay. You know, they've been around for a long, long time. But I certainly don't have an issue with Ava playing video games. I mean, she still enjoys playing games. She tends to stick to like games on Steam and that kind of stuff. But like I says, she was watching me playing Last of Us. But I don't think 4 years old is too. Excuse me, I don't think it's too young. You know, there's a lot of the 8-bit games. I don't know how her coordination is. As long if she's able to hold a joystick or a gamepad, you might find that a joystick's slightly too kind of cumbersome for her. But there's plenty of kids games out there. You know, an emulation, the SNES, the 8-bits. There's a lot of games that you would probably quite enjoy. But I certainly don't think it's an issue. Ava's been playing games pretty much from the year dot. What's interesting, a funny little story. She was doing a thing at school a couple of weeks ago. Ava's in first year at high school, and they had to. One of the questions they had to answer was how many video game systems do they own, and everybody, most of their pals, you know, they've got a PS4, an Xbox 360. A couple of them had 2. They've got the Wii. They've got a Game Boy. Ava put was it 48. And the teacher actually said, I think you've made a mistake, Ava. She goes, no, I've got 48 consoles. And we're like, what? And she goes, well, my dad collects them, and apparently every kid in the school wants to come to our house. So aye, but nah, not at all. I mean, it depends. I wouldn't let a 4-year-old, or I wouldn't even let a 12-year-old play Call of Duty. I'm still quite sort of thing that quite strict on that sort of rule. I mean, I don't even play these kind of games. I just find them a bit too kind of graphic and realistic. But I certainly think there's plenty of games out there for a 4-year-old, and I don't personally have any issue as long as it's monitored, as long as it's it doesn't take over from going out on their bike and playing with pals and socialising. I think it's a good thing. But then I would say that. So anyway, listen, thank you for your question. And the final bit of your question, again, I've actually just answered it. As for thumbs down, YouTube should get rid of it. What is the point of negativity? If you really don't like it, just don't thumbs up. That's always been my argument. I don't see the point of it. It brings nothing to the table. If you don't want to watch a video, you don't like it, then just walk away from it. It would be fine if we were charging, people to watch this kind of stuff, then that's fine. By all means, tell people it's crap so you don't waste your money. We do this free charge. We do it as a hobby. We don't take any money from anybody. So but I fully believe that the people that gives the thumbs down, they're not video gamers. They just go in and they're doing it just out of badness. They're idiots. That's basically the way I see it. And listen, that is it. That's me finished. Just one very, very final thing. I wanted to do a quick shout out. Now this is a guy that I've only recently become aware of his of his video game channel. He goes by the name of Deadthumb Gamer. Now I'm not sure his first name. That's obviously the only name I know. He comes from the States, I think. He has got his own unique style, shall we say. He seems to really, really go for shoot 'em ups, which is a big favourite of mine. But all I can say is when he talks, it's like poetry. He's got a really fantastic way of talking, putting himself over. He is uber passionate about his games. I mean, he did a video on raiding, the shoot 'em up, and he really, he's really passionate about his games, and that enthusiasm and love for what he's doing comes over in the video, in his videos. So if you're a shoot 'em up fan and you want something a wee bit different, go and check him out, Deadthumb Gamer. I'm going to stick his link down below, but he's just a new character on the block. I mean, I think he's about 41 subscribers, so go and support the guy. That's what I like about this community. It's, you get people from all over the world. I mean, I'm guessing you come from the States, and here you are, a wee guy from Scotland's giving you a shout out. But that's the thing, it makes us all realise, we're all just, the internet has brought us closer together, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. But if you like arcade shooters, go and check him out. And that is it, guys. That's me finished. I want to get this uploaded. So thank you very much to your continued support. If you're a new subscriber, thank you very much. If you've not subscribed, you want to see more videos, please hit that subscribe button. And very lastly, guys, thank you so much for watching.